Okay, hello and welcome everybody. So in today's video we're going to be covering the new information that we got from the Greenskins campaign overview, which Total War released today obviously. We're going to be going over obviously some of the things we picked up during the video, what they've said, and obviously some stuff I've watched from other people's videos so you have a bit more background in it and a few more details. So I'm going to try and put them in as well. So obviously it's a bit more information. I might as well get this stuff over and done with at the beginning. If you're obviously new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. If you liked what you've seen throughout the video, obviously give the video a like, and then tell me what your thoughts and opinions of this campaign, and obviously campaign trailer video, and obviously Total Warhammer in general, because it's going to be sick. So first of all, as you can see in the background, they go over the overview of the map. We've got the Greenskins in the south in the Badlands. To the north of that, we have the Dwarves, which are in the mountains. As you can see here, we've got Western Sylvania, Eastern Sylvania, which is going to be the Vampire Counts area, or at least one part. You have the Empire in the middle, and to the left, we have the Bretonnians area. And if you go to the north, you've got the Nordska, which is obviously the races which are corrupted by the Chaos, or Chaos Warriors. So they're going to be going over the rest of the map now. As you can see, it's beautiful in detail how a lot of it is. They've obviously got like different areas, different races, so you can see like how in depth they are per area they go into. As you can see here, this is obviously the Greenskins area. While they go over the landscape, so you've got to see marshlands. This is obviously a settlement here with a like castle with the Greenskins type of architecture. We've got volcanoes and stuff like that. And now this is going into the Dwarven area. So you can see how it's just changed dramatically already. So this is obviously the mountain areas. This is fucking amazing. I think the Dwarves is probably the best one at the moment that I've seen, minus the Nordscar. But you can see like skulls in the mountains and stuff like that. This is obviously the capital of the Dwarves here, which is amazing. So God knows what it's going to be like if you actually do siege battles and stuff like that. What it's going to be on the actual battle map. We've got bridges of all things. I don't know how that's going to work out, but it's going to be in the game. Obviously, architecture wise, maybe it's just a campaign thing. And as you can see here, this is a settlement which the Greenskins are attacking, which is obviously of the Dwarves. To the left, I think this is 3 settlements of Esken, Waldenhof, and Essen, which I think this is a vampire count. So you can see that it looks like one of the dragon mounts to the left. This this lord for the Greenskins is level 11. You can go up to currently level 30 with each lord or legendary lord, or I assume the mini lord as well here, which is obviously not a legendary one, but maybe the legendary lords go up to 30. These guys I'm not too sure about, but I'll explain that later on. Obviously they have different traits, different skills. But this is obviously some of the units they've got: Orc Boys, Orc Biggins, Black Orcs. And this is going to cover the feature which is kind of like the tabletop. I got this from Lord Rexstil's video because obviously I'm not too sure about the lore, but these obviously banners that you can get like in the tabletop, which you can obviously assign to different units. So as you can see here, it's going to give you different buffs within the actual battle itself. So obviously he just puts 2 onto 2 of them units, but that's obviously something that was in the tabletop as well. So at least they keep that side of it, you know, very very similar anyways, at least. And obviously now, as you can see, this is obviously your rank gain and obviously the XP you get. So this little pop-ups are going to get after each battle, similar to what you got now with Attila and other previous titles. Same with this one: Occupy, Loot and Occupy, Sack, etc, etc. And as you can see here, this is one of the features which I think is really cool. So obviously they're attacking the dwarves. So as you can see, beforehand it would have the rocky side of it and stuff like that. Now they're putting all the wooden goblin or greenskins kind of architecture as he's taking it. So obviously that's a cool feature. Now they go down south again. You can see, look, the skulls in the mountain look very cool. Past the vampire counts. Well, I assume that's the vampire counts. And we're going to go back down to where the goblins are. Oh, I think this is actually the orcs again. Actually, yeah, here we go. So they're going to be going with the legendary lord in a second. And now they're going to be going over the building management tabs, stuff like that. So this is again pretty similar to previous titles, not much changed to it. Some of the UI things will obviously change because the game is currently in alpha, so obviously some of these are placeholders or not the official things, so you have to bear that in mind. But it seems like they've streamlined the building management tab to give you a lot more information and obviously realise what you can actually build out of it compared to previous titles. You have to bring up the encyclopedia to it, and you have to go outside the actual game itself. So as you hear, quite simple. Click on what you want to build, like you normally would. But this is obviously the streamlined version of it. So at least you can kind of have an end goal of what you want to build. So if you want to build specific units or building chain, you can obviously go into that. So you've got provincial capital, military, military support, defense, and infrastructure as well. So this is obviously giving you outlining what type of units you can get from that. And as you can see here, he wants to obviously get some giants, so you'd have to build the troll cave to get trolls first, and then you can build that to get the giants. So you get the general idea. It just gives you a little bit of information of how to do it. And this is obviously the research screen. So the end one is the Arachnok spider. So some of these you can obviously do straight away, and some of them you got to build up to. It will require certain buildings. I think they mentioned that the dwarven ones are more civic and military, and then some other the other factions will not have to do that. The Empire, you have to have specific buildings for certain researchers, and some factions you don't have to have any buildings, and you can eventually do it like that. And this is now the legendary lord. We've got Azag the Slaughterer, and he's already done the quest line for this, so he can get the crown of sorcery, as you can see in the background. And now we're going to be going to the skill trees for the Legendary Lord. There's 3 different ones. You've got the campaign effects, the battle effects, and obviously the character stats, like you normally have anyways, character stats. So obviously that could build up depending what kind of items you've got for it. This is the one he's going over, which is the sorcery, because obviously he's got the crown of sorcery on, so this is obviously a certain thing that's just popped up for him now. These legendary lords can go up from level 1 to 30, and with the skill points that you get, you can you have to spend the skill points to unlock the quest lines, as you can see at the top, to get these certain items. So this is obviously stuff from the lore in the tabletop. So slaggers, slashers, which is obviously his weapon. You can have to spend a skill point to do that, to unlock the quest chain, do the battle in the quest chain, and obviously you receive the item. And this is obviously one of them he just picked on there, which is the mount for this legendary lord, which they show a couple of them. You can see on the campaign map, like I said, the dragon mount, and then obviously you've got this guy as well. This is just obviously just basic battle. But one cool thing about the end of this one is you can actually obtain items from, I assume obviously if you're attacking other legendary lords, but this is just like a standard battle, but he gets some loot, he gets some XP, but he also gets an item here, as you can see, the pigeon plucker pendant. So you can obviously get items from other or enemies or other factions, and then you can put them onto your characters, which are pretty cool. So you don't just have to have your own race items, you can obviously get them from other ones. It may limit to what it is. You might not be able to get Carl's friends like fucking Hammer or anything like that, but. And they're going to be going over to the goblins. Obviously, more bridge architecture than the dwarfs. It looks pretty cool. You got a carcass over there to the right. This game looks fucking amazing already. Can't wait for it to come out. Volcanoes, etc., etc. And now they're going to be covering the underway. So the dwarfs and the goblins, or greenskins, are the only ones that I know of, I think they mentioned this, that can go into the underway. So basically, it will explain here, he's been sandwiched by 2 of the dwarven armies. He's quite weak, so it's like, how the hell do you get out of this? So like you would with raiding or other stances in Attila, you click on this one, and you go to use underway. Obviously, like I said, the dwarves can use this as well. So you can get caught out in the underway, be ambushed, etc., etc. But he's going to kick over to this side, and he's going to go underneath in the tunnels, and he's come out. So obviously he's escaped that that engagement. So the other factions like the Empire, Vampire Counts, and obviously Chaos should not be able to do this. This is obviously just the Greenskins and the Dwarven. So now it's going to be going over to another Goblin army, and this is again quite similar to what you already have in Attila and other Total War games. This army here, which has not been very good, has been neglecting its troops. With the Greenskins, you need to be constantly fighting, as you can see here on the left-hand side next to the Goblin's little face. It's basically the same as the integrity bar in Attila. Obviously, if it's too low, your guys rebel or they fight each other. So these guys have been fighting each other, and obviously their troops have been dying. So hence why it's 19, 21s and stuff like that. So you need to be on a constant warg, or obviously keep battling. But if you put them in raiding camp, obviously they're going to be raiding the local area. That bar will go up slightly, and obviously your guys will replenish. So as the Greenskins is obviously something you need to be doing on a regular basis if you're not in battle or haven't got any enemies to attack, like settlements, etc., etc. And you've got to do that on every single army, so it makes sense. Also, while you're in this stance, you can recruit certain. Globally, you can recruit to your army from your faction. And the ones that I've been able to pick up from when he hovered over, we've got the Orc Biggins, Night Goblins, Orc Boys, the Goblins, the Night Goblin Archers, the Orc Archer Boys, the Goblin Boys, Bows, sorry, and the Goblin Wolf Chariot. Obviously, obviously some of these are melee, spears, archers, and obviously the chariot as well. Sorry, I got a bit of a cold at the moment, so. And now they're going to be heading over to Ironhide to check out the rest of it with the walk and go over the walk system, which goes over with him. Obviously, we're going through Greenskin territory again, and now with the Border Princes. And we've got one of the agents as well, which is obviously the Shaman for the Greenskins. He's, at the moment, I'll explain him a little bit better, but he's dispelling magic in the area. Now we're going to go to Grimgor Ironhide, which is obviously another legendary lord. So the same thing with the integrity like before, but obviously the other way around. Instead of it being low, it's very high. If you go over that bar, you'll get a AI controlled army helping you out, because basically you are at warg, which is war. So if you manage to obviously attack those other factions, build it up and kill shit, you'll get the walk, and then this AI army stack will follow you around until the bar goes down or you've been defeated. And obviously they'll piss off after that. But obviously with this you can set it to attack or defend certain settlements, which is pretty cool. Now it is the agent, which is the shaman. So this guy is obviously doing magical interference. So obviously if you did get attacked in this area, they won't be able to do as many magical attacks against you. This guy does damage building, assassinate, assault units, the general kind of hero stuff that you get, like champions, stuff like that. And he's going to put him into the army. Then he's going to be hovering over the Battle of Blackfire Pass, which obviously they've shown before, but with this it kind of explains the quest lines that you get for certain legendary lords, and obviously this is one of them. So with this you get the bonus experience for him, and obviously you get the Gitsnik, which is obviously a weapon for him. So obviously with these ones you can build up your troops before you go at them. You'll be able to see how many enemy forces there are, as you can see here. So you're kind of not going to be left out in the lurch for it. Some of them will pop up randomly, I would assume. And then some of them, obviously, you have to spend the skill points. I don't think you have to do all of them as skill points. Some of them may be random events. But obviously, they may not be as in-depth in the lore, and they might not be as good items. Obviously, these ones are going to be top tier. Now they're going to be going over to the north. We're obviously going into the Empire. I think the Vampire counts to the north of that. There's one little area there. You can see the skull thing. And you can see Karl Franz is about to attack the Greenskins, and he's on his mount. And now we're going to go to the Dwarves. And now we're going into Bretonia, which actually is quite cool. It's obviously flat and very fertile land with obviously farms and stuff like that. Well, it looks like it. And now we'll be going through, which is a bit of a weird one. You got the vampire counts who've obviously corrupted this area. Supposedly, vampire counts and obviously chaos can actually corrupt. They can corrupt units, I would assume, like they would in the law in Warhammer. And obviously, as you can see back there, they actually corrupted the land. So instead of it being yellow, it was all black. And now we're going to be going towards Nordscar, which is obviously the factions that have been corrupted by chaos. And this area is a very hospitable area, so you'll get attrition just walking in it. Obviously snow and stuff like that, that's how they're treating it. Same if he's in the desert in Attila. And then they're going to be looping all the way around to the beginning of the map. So I hope you enjoyed this, guys. Obviously a little bit of waiting around for them to move the camera angles around some of it, but obviously it saves me editing as much. Obviously some of the stuff I've obviously mentioned and some I've taken from other people's points from what I've been watching. So I hope you enjoyed what you've seen, guys, and like I said, if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button and tell me what you think. If you're looking forward to Warhammer, the details that they've obviously given, and obviously please, if there's anything I've got wrong with the Warhammer lore, please, which I'm bound to, just correct me and just type it down below in a polite way, obviously, and obviously I'll try and get my knowledge up to scratch before the game comes out. So I hope you enjoyed this, guys, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.